selected and announced lineup, and they'll be very much looking to some of their big name players that we might recognise from playing county. We'll start with the goalkeeper, who is going to be Taigo Molia, wearing number 16. Their full back line includes Galway star Sean Andy O'Keally at full back. Either side of him, Christopher Shoiga and Keith O'Flaherty. The half-back line for Nevana now includes Darren Shoiga wearing 19, Ferdia Brannock, again a man who has played with Galway in the past, and Evan O'Flaherty. A midfield pairing of Eamon O'Lynchie and Matthias Barrett. A half-forward line of Dylan Shoiga. Tomaso Curreen comes in wearing 21, and Warren Shoiga, and a full forward line then of Angus O'Flaherty wearing 12, Patrick Mark O'Flaherty wearing 11, and Irla O'Curreen wearing number 14. So that's the starting lineup for Nevana Leitir. For Kilconly, again a side who will be looking to make a return to the senior ranks, having dropped down a couple of seasons ago. Their goalkeeper is Tommy Mannion. They've got a full back line of JP Byrne, Mike Daly and Mike Newell, a half line of Niall Mullen, Alan Flaherty and Caelan McCafferty. Midfield is Conor O'Neill and their team captain Niall Daly. The half-forward line again in a much jigged about Kilconly team starting lineup. Martin Newell wearing 8 in the half-forward line, alongside the experienced John Kerrigan wearing 21 and Daniel Concannon at 18. And a full forward line, Mike Murphy, he drops in to corner forward, Conor Marsden at 14 and Barry Concannon at 15. Delighted as ever to be joined by Frank Doherty, a man who knows all about this Kilconly club, and indeed having been involved last year with Micheál Brannock. I'm sure you came across Leitir in your travels as well, Doc. These are two sides that not so long ago would have been plying their trade in senior ranks and would have big ambitions for doing well in this year's Intermediate Championship.
Yeah, absolutely, Ollie. And when you look at the names, as you just call out, the Nevana Leitir team, 3 or 4 inter-county players at one stage or another. Sean Andy obviously is still in there. But, I expect a big show for them today. They were one of the teams that I'd fancy to go a long way in this championship. And even though they've lost one, but they're still on 2 points. And you look on the other side with Kilconly, also on 2 points. So this is a massive game today. There's going to be one of these, if they win it or draw, we have to have a result obviously, but one of these is going to go straight into the quarterfinal. So it's a huge game for Kilconly also. From the team that I had back in the day, there's a lot of change to be made there. But I'm hearing that Paul Mannion is obviously, according to the team sheet, not starting, but I see him moving down there and he's moving pretty freely. So if he's not starting, he's a huge loss to Kilconly, but if he does start, he's a big plus.
He's wearing number 11 and obviously would have been selected to start. So that is one of the big talking points of this game. For Nevana Leitir, Sean Andy O'Keally at full back. And of course it's all about whether he stays there and whether or not Kilconly start with Conor Marsden at the edge of the square. But no more than a lot of these games, you look at the big name players on both sides to deliver on a day like this. Conditions though, as Pearse Stadium goes, it's pretty much perfect out there for a game of football.
It is, Ollie, that's very true. And the wind, if anything, is just small, nothing crazy, nothing too bad in relation to the weather. But a big game is expected from the likes of Niall Daly around the middle. He's captain this year. He's a good player, and when he's playing well, he's very good. But he has a tendency to go in and out of the game, so they'll be looking to him to put in a big game. And obviously, Sean Andy, will he play at full back? Will he drop into centre back? But he'll be driving that team on all those 5 or 6 backs around him. He'll be pushing forward whenever he gets a chance.
As will Matthias Barrett at midfield, of course, a man who's involved with the under-21s as well, with Galway a couple of seasons ago. So he's a big name player. Warren Shoiga, we've seen as well, playing with Galway. Correct. That's a good Leitir team.
It's a very good Leitir team. And Ali, if you look to our left, the physical side of the men out there, I don't know, is it the black jersey or whatever makes them bigger, but they're a big, strong panel of players, a big bunch of guys. And Kilconly love the dry sod, love the sunshine on their back. They're like a young foal, so they'd like to be out and, this doesn't turn into a battle. They won't shoot Kilconly, but if Leitir are a team that I believe have a big say in this championship this year.
Well, Ormore are the table toppers with 3 points. Kilconly and Leitir both with 2 each, and Glenamaddy with 1. So like most of these games on Super Saturday, it's all about keeping an eye on the other fixture. Or on Navian before we get underway here in Pearse Stadium. Tá fáilte roh goléir hí ní bhana Leitir mór in Kilconly. Coming Pelly Dravonach na Gaillimhe, agus down to the right hand side we see Kilconly getting together in their huddle. Agus Arlov Clay, Nivana Leitir mór, and they look like they're going to be the ones playing from right to left as we look out. The breeze, as ever, is swirling here in Pearse Stadium. It does tend to have an impact on fixtures that we commentate on here in Pearse Stadium, and it does look like it's advantage from right to left, so it's blowing in towards the Oris Born at Throw end. Leitir mór will have that breeze in the first half, Frank, and I know you can make much of the breeze. It's probably not as relevant now as it might have been in the past, given the way that fitness levels have led to an awful lot more of carrying the ball than kicking the football. But I'd say the first few minutes of this will be interesting to see who gets a stranglehold on proceedings.
It will indeed, Ali, and I think also, with the lockdown, teams have had to cramp a lot of games into short periods of times, whereas normal procedures would have been, spread out over a period of time. So, the fitness levels might start strong, but the will start to come midway through the second half or so, and that breeze, as a manager, if I'm telling the captain, if you win the toss, go with the breeze, because it does change out here pretty quickly.
We see a Galway and Kilkerran-Clonberne legend, John Divley, down here in front of us, keeping an eye on proceedings as well. He'll be happy enough that he knows Kilkerran-Clonberne are already guaranteed a place in the quarter-finals, and the winner of this will be as well. So it's a big prize for Oranmore. Well, they're still going to have to get something out of the Glenamaddy game, because for Glenamaddy, they know that they're going to have to overturn a 10-point differential. So a 5-point win for Glen would put them level on points and score difference with Oranmore. So that's how tight things could get for the second place. But for here, it's all about the winner of Kilconly Leitir mór goes through, and the loser will definitely be out. And the ball is underway, and it's Leitir mór who get the play straight away down towards the left-hand side, but out over the inline harmlessly and wide. And that's one of the big dangers, I suppose, Frank, is when you do play with the advantage of a wind, and this pitch is just perfect, but it's so solid underfoot that if you do get it in over that full forward line, the chances are it's going to run out harmlessly, and you could end up seeing Leitir mór getting into double digits with wides, and a lot of them mightn't even be shots on the goal.
Absolutely, 100%, because you have to remember that the wind never won a game from anybody, so you got to control the wind and control the play that you have. Niall Mullins on the break for Kilconly now.
A brilliant kick out from Tommy Mannion. He left the space in front of Niall Mullen, and he drove into it, and now Kilconly come with the first real meaningful attack of the game with John Kerrigan. What a player he's been for the last decade and a half for Kilconly. Of course, they had their glory day here in Pearse Stadium, winning the Intermediate Championship. They had spent a few years in senior, but back down a couple of years ago, they come looking for a score. Nice little ball through on the inside line, a chance for their wing back, and up and over the bar. Brilliant drive from Conor O'Neill. I say wing back wearing 5. They did switch him to start at midfield, and he took that possession off Martin Newell, and with the outside of the right has driven the opening score of the game.
Yeah.
A fine score.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good score from Kilconly, but all came from Thomas Mannion's boot out to Niall Mullen, opened up the space and then turned Martin Newell onto Conor O'Neill. So good start for Kilconly.
Yeah, and a kick out from Tygo Malia. That's gone out to the left hand side and over the sideline, so that's going to be a line ball for Kilconly. First blood in the battle of the goalkeepers to Tommy Mannion after his kick-out led to the opening score for the Kilconly men. Nice little quick change of passes. A beautiful catch inside. Was there a quick hesitation for a mark? There was. I think Mike Murphy half thought about playing on, because it's really not kickable into the wind when you do claim a mark 40 yards out, Frank. Yeah,
absolutely. He done the right thing. Claimed the mark, but just he was thinking about going fast, but they're breaking inside Kilconly.
Daniel Concannon, was he fouled? Play on, says the referee. Back it goes to Kerrigan. He's in on goal. Went for the killer pass and really should have flicked that one over the bar. And that was just a little bit too greedy. He was coming in along the end line, and John Kerrigan really had the simple task of hand passing that over the bar and went for a ball across for a goal that was never on.
Yeah, absolutely. Fisted over the bar, you've gone 2 points up in the early stage of the game. Team has settled down well, so Leitir mór can turn the screw here also.
It could be an expensive mistake, because Ferdy Brannock now drives his side forward, in turn gets it off to Tommaso Curry. Nice inside ball where the onrushing Patrick Marco Farta has a pop of the post. This one though out to the left hand side and wide. Opportunity gone a begging there, and that really was an opportunity for Nirvana to punish the chance that could have gone over the bar. But wearing even a Henjig, Patrick Marco Farta has the first shot in danger out to the left hand side and wide, and it's another kick out for Tommy Mannion, driving it down this left hand side. Again, 2 big men in the middle of the field. Was that a pullback? It was. Referee not fooled in that instance, and that's going to be a free to Leitir mór. to be taken by Matthias Barrett. Matthew flicks it across. Somewhat unorthodox kick pass from Ferdy Brannock, gets it forward. Referee says play on. Get up to Dylan Shoiga, who does. Takes advantage. Little pull of the jersey. Referee says play on. Advantage. Surely a free coming here for Nevada. Jinking and turning and still working the space, and an opportunity for a free shot at the post for Dylan Shoiga as he drops it up and over the bar. Wonderful advantage played by the referee. Wonderful patient football. And in fairness to Ingus O'Farta, who flicked it out to the right hand side to Dylan Shoiga, he kept playing. Play the whistle. Perfect excuse from the Leitir Moor forwards to say we didn't stop playing, and they got the point. Level at 1-1.
Yeah, and sometimes you criticise the referee, but fair play to Ronan McNulty. He let play continue on there, and in turn it worked out. So either way, the free shot, he pulled it back for the free, tapped it over the bar. Good score, Leitir Moor.
A good game, 1 point apiece. It's lively, and both of these players are playing an entertaining brand of football. Driving forward now, good possession, picked up by initially Niall Mullen, but now at the other end, Martin Newell has the possession taken off him, and it remains a point apiece in the opening stages of this game. We've played just 4.5 minutes. All the time, what's been very relevant to this group will be the match between Oranmore Mary and Glenamaddy, and that will ultimately decide the fate of all 4 teams in this group in the Galway Intermediate Championship. Now this really is a day where you've got to keep an ear on everything that's going on. Galway Bay FM carrying updates on all of the Intermediate Championship games. Here's a chance for Leitir Moor to go in front, and they've got it. Up and over the bar.
Warren Shoiga.
Yeah, he's got a brilliant right boot, and he judged the wind to perfection, and there's no doubt the wind is coming off the right when you're shooting into the goal at the Orrisbourne at throw end. It is helping Leitir Moor, and they've gone in front.
Yeah, and a beautiful kick pass there from Ferdy Brannock, out around the midfield area into Warren Shoiga. No thought other in his mind than to turn onto his right and drive it over the bar. Good score, Leitir Moor, and they've come back well into this game now.
So 2 points to 1. Leitir Moor leading against Kilconly in this Intermediate Championship game, being live streamed on GalwayGA.ie, one of 5 big games this weekend in football and 4 in hurling. It's a service that people have been getting used to in recent weeks, and it's proved very popular. Now here's a chance for an advanced mark. Well, he's not going to get an advanced mark, but he's definitely going to get a free for mounting. So that will be a free into Kilconly. Still a bit far out for John Kerrigan to think about a shot, but I think, as you rightly say, referee McNulty is going to have a word with Christopher Shoiga there. And well, it was a classic cornerback tackle, wasn't it?
It was big high one, and Conor Marsden just felt the brunt of it on the back of his neck. But look, he's up and running. Michael Murphy on the ball. Yeah, beautiful style of Murphy. Jinking. Kilconly are having to work it in that bit closer to get a shot at the post. Should be a score, but that is a poor effort out to the right hand side and wide. Chance for Barry Concannon there, but I tell you, it's not easy score into that goal down to the right hand side, Doc. The more we look at the breeze and the effect it's having out there, it's probably much more severe on the field than from our vantage point up at the back of the stand. Short kick out. Taigo Malya going short, possession, everything now for Nevada. They lead. Gauchulin, Anaya Hain. Foul there on Matthias Barrett. August Sayer kick on Nevada. About 65 yards out from their own goal, taken quickly by Barrett. Nice ball up to Warren Shoiga. He really is the danger man right now, and spills the ball in the tackle, but again the referee says no advantage coming. Free taken. Sean Andy, much more advanced than we figured he would do from full-back. He's operating pretty much as a semi-midfielder at the moment, but I think a lot of that is down to Kilconly's players dropping so deep because they're playing into the wind. So positions, as everything in Gaelic football right now, mean very little. Good work in the back by Martin Newell, and now they've worked the ball up towards Kerrigan. He really is the libero for Kilconly. A lot of the play going through him, but then a hand pass that really was of the hospital variety. Works out for Kilconly. Possession with Barry Concannon. He'll be hopeful of getting forward, and again just the hand pass that never really gave much of a chance to Alan Flaherty along the ground, and that's disappointing. Chance now for Nirvana to try and respond, but again good tackling from Kilconly, and the man in particular who's doing a lot of good work in the early stage of this game is Niall Mullen. He's got the point, and he's having a big influence on this game. One of several bearded Kilconly players in this Intermediate Championship game, very close to the near sideline. A couple of big heavy hits going in on Michael Murphy, and well, in the end he's somewhat harshly penalised for over carrying. Not sure he could have done a whole pile more than that, but in the end, use it or lose it is the mantra from the referee. Yeah, Michael Murphy all left peg alley, so maybe Nivan and Leitir Moor copped onto that because he likes to come always onto his left, so they crowded him out in that particular area and turned over the ball.
Well, mentioning turning over, Kilconly penalised on the far side, somewhat unluckily, as it looked like they had turned the ball over. But 2 points to 1 it remains. Leitir leading Kilconly. And it's the men from Connemara who are driving forward. Now, again, it's that man, Warren Shoiga. Up to the right-hand side, Sean Andy going for a gallop. Sean Andy on the 20-metre line, still going forward. Off the left, this will be some score. Sean Andy drops it over the bar. Beautiful score. And when you're going at full tilt, well, that was a very difficult skill to cut back onto his left-hand side. But again, made in the Shoiga household, Warren is having some game.
Yeah, he's playing very well, Warren Shoiga to Sean Andy O'Kelly. But once he started running on, he's a very, very hard man to stop. And here come Leitir again. Yeah,
Kilconly's struggling right now. And there's a man going to ground, Dylan Shoiga. Referee thought about trying to give him a chance to get up, but again, the kick out just not quite getting the purchase. And right now, these could be pivotal moments for Kilconly to hang on in this game. 3-1 could become 5 or 6-1 very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just looking out the field here. Sean Andy seems to have taken up a midfield position, especially on the Kilconly kickouts. Tomas Mannion in goals. He is very accurate, but they've kind of cordoned off the areas where Niall Mullen was making the runs earlier on, and they've stopped that kick out coming out to this area. But Sean Andy's picking up John Corrigan. John Corrigan usually lines out around full forward line or so, but he seems to pop out around midfield. But that's a big plus for Leitir, because if they win the ball in midfield, they're driving on with the likes of him, as we just seen earlier, getting a great score. Now they have a free.
Well, this free will give them an opportunity to go 3 in front. It's a difficult one at the moment. It's pretty much everybody bar 4 players inside the Leitir half of the field. They're all coming forward looking at this free. Left-footed. Strike comes in. It's going to drop dangerously in around the house. Cleared out. Referee says play on, and it's blazed up and over the bar on the rebound. Well, that was a dangerous moment right underneath the crossbar. Oisin McDonough was in there. Patrick Marco Farta sniffing as well, wearing 11. And Patrick Mark will get the credit. But that was a dangerous moment, and in under the crossbar. Might have been a few thoughts about a potential square ball, but now the referee says play on. The ball broke out, and a lot of steps from the fullback. That's Mike Daly, who gets away with it, and then takes a free that no way travels 13 metres. Yeah. So a couple of opportunities there for the referee to blow against Kilconly, but didn't. Here's a free coming for Barry Concannon. The referee says play on, and Barry is patient and reverses the pass to JP Byrne, and Kilconly now will try and respond. But they're 4-1 down, and there's no doubt the physical power of Leitir is starting to have an impact as well.
It certainly is, and I'm just thinking that to myself here. You don't want Leitir to go into a 5 or 6 point lead with the Breeze, because they can defend it, and they're big strong men that can hold on to that lead. So Kilconly need to get a score or two in the next maybe 5 minutes.
Now battling hard for possession is Caelan McCafferty. Caelan, the centre back for Kilconly, again just having to hold off the monstrous presence of Matthias Barrett, who just is such a physical player. Now coming forward, Barry Concannon, that one though gone in over the top. It's just meat and drink for Christopher Shoiga, and he's got a bit of help back there as well to tidy things up. Kilconly just running out of ideas here, and that missed point from John Kerrigan, where he had a chance to punch the ball over and make it 2-0. It's just seen a momentum shift come here, and the Kilconly men are now struggling. Another ball through to Patrick Marco Farta. Farta though has the pocket picked. A beautiful bit of play by Mike Daly, and that could be a turning point. And now Daly bursts through a challenge, showing huge power as well, and now an opportunity for Kilconly. Over here on this near side is Martin Newell. He runs into the space. Newell coming forward, has to wait for the ball in the breeze to carry through. Newell looking for support, has to be patient, and again has been shepherded out the gate, but still holds on to it. Nice little flick inside to John Kerrigan. He's got Barry Concannon running through the pocket. Kerrigan though, Concannon goes to ground. Referee says there's a late tackle. Concannon got to the pitch of the ball. This will be a free into Kilconly. All a bit scrappy, a little bit messy, but good work from Mike Daly initially to start this play.
He picked the pocket, Ollie, but the only thing is Kilconly are taking the ball into a lot of tackles, and you're not going to win too many balls going in there with tackles. You're going to be knocked away because the physicality of Leitir, they're just very, very strong. Sean Andy drops from midfield back into the sweeper area, and you know they're just inviting Kilconly on, and when they turn the ball over, then Leitir break at pace, and they're delivering the long ball into Shoiga inside.
Well, this would be some respite for Kilconly if somehow Mike Murphy could swing this over, but this is a 9 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. Into the breeze, he's going to have to belt it and then try and curl it around. It's not even going to get the distance. and that's because of the ferocity of the breeze. So I think we'll recalibrate our calculations as regards the advantage here, Doc. This is a 6-point wind.
Yeah, it is for sure, and it's picking up. It's even getting strong. But typical Sawtill, you think you're out here and the breeze isn't bad, but Letchmore are breaking here, Ollie.
Yeah, they're coming hard at it again, and a chance for Matthias Barrett. He's got support, goes for the little pop pass to Warren. Shoiga back to Patrick Mark. Patrick Mark of Farta has a shot broken down, well blocked in the end. And Kilconly are living on the edge here, but they're defending stoutly. It's a bit of a scramble defence, and in the end, a poor ball from Barry Concannon has given that away. And that could be punished in the extreme. As Tomaso Curran picks the possession up. Curran again looking to try and drive it forward, but it's a messy ball, and an awful lot of passages of play are just slipping away, and players not quite getting their hands on it. And no excuses, because it is a dry ball.
No.
And, good conditions here. The sun shining in Pearse Stadium, and a very sparsely populated Salthill venue, I might add, where normally you have a packed Ard Corla. We have one hero from Galway's 1998 All-Ireland winning team, and that's it.
Yeah, that's about it at the minute. A big crossfield kick pass and put 9-1 on their offer pressure. So Letchmore are just squeezing up into Kilconly, and they're creating ours. That looks like a free to Letchmore.
Well, it definitely is
over the back of them.
Evan O'Flaherty that poleaxed. And a little bit of frustration mounting now as well for Kilconly, led this year by Norman O'Brien from Kilmaine, Sean Higgins, Porrick Moran, two great former servants of the club as well. They're on the sideline. For Nivana Letchmore, the Banashore Tommy O'Flaherty, Rowan Nori, Peter O'Sullivan and Sean O'Donnell. So they've got plenty of experience on the line as well. And it's Letchmore who are in the ascendancy, and right now they're looking good for a place in the quarter-finals. Nice ball in from Eamon O'Lynchy, trying to get it inside to Irla Curran. Irla dropping it across and up and over the bar. Goalkeeper Tommy Mannion took no chances.
No.
That was one of those that could just as easily have dipped under rather than over, but in the end the keeper had to just flick it over the top. And that now makes it 5 points to 1. This is the biggest gap we've had in the game so far. And at the water break, Oran Mormari 5 points to the good against Linnamady, 1-2 to no score. So as things stand, it's Oran Mormari and Nivana Letchmore. With 15 and a half minutes gone, this could be the last play before the water break here in Pearse Stadium. And Nivana will certainly take that. I suppose when you are in a position where you know you've got your own fate in your hands, it makes life a little bit easier in terms of the focus. They're not having to worry about any other fixture. But for Kilconly, these are worrying times, because their future in the Intermediate Championship hangs on getting back into this game.
It hangs by a thread, Ollie, but I just want to refer back to Paul Mannion. He's a huge loss at the moment for Kilconly. I mean, he'd be playing on the 45, drifting in and out. He'd be taking up Sean Andy. He'd be taking up him in a big way and driving him around the field and moving him out of position. But Sean Andy's very comfortable in there. I think it's Conor Marsden standing over this one.
Again, a big ask. He's 45 metres out, but he's kicking into the teeth of a very strong wind. Might have a better chance off the ground than off the hands. He strikes it well. He strikes it beautifully up and over the bar. Well, I think that's a lesson for Kilconly as we reach the water break, and a crucial score that's given them a little bit of oxygen at the right time, 5-2.
Yeah, and they were crying out for that, it's just something to steady them down. But the kickouts from Tomas Mannion didn't. The kickouts from Tomas Mannion, they nearly want to vary them on it, because the midfield of Letchmore is so powerful and so strong. So maybe go short, keep possession and work it up the field. 5
points to 2. Nivana Letchmore lead Kilconly in this intriguing Intermediate Football Championship tie here in Pearse Stadium. We've reached the water break, so we've got 17 minutes on the clock, 13 plus the stoppages, and a little bit of respite for both of these teams for 60 seconds. I think for Letchmore, they'll be very happy that their game plan is being executed to the maximum. A lot of their big players are doing well and up front. There's just that little bit more about them in terms of movement and in terms of quality passing and finishing. You can't argue with either. But again, a 3-point lead. If Kilconly can hold it, something like that to half time, I think they'll be very happy. I mean, I would say that Nivana Letchmore would be having a number of about 6 points in their mind to have as an advantage going into the second half, because they will be doing a lot of defending.
Yeah, agreed. And but the only plus, when you look at both teams set up, Conor Marsden is inside for Kilconly, and he's in there on his own, really. And you look at the other side of the coin, then you have Patrick Marco Faherty inside, and you have Airla Curran. So, they have more of a presence up top, whereas Kilconly are kind of packing the midfield and their half-back line to keep Letchmore at bay at the minute. But, At the moment, I think you referred to it earlier on in your commentary, Ollie. Leitir be looking at with that breeze about a 5 to 6 point lead going into half time. So if Kilconly can hang in there, they'll be doing very well till the half time to keep it at the 2 or 3 or 4 points.
Well, we've reached the end of the water break, so they're back underway again, and I'm sure for Kilconly we'll be hopeful to get right back into this, and we've often seen momentum shifts after the water break as well. It might only be for a minute or a minute and a half, but it's amazing how it can just stunt a team who might be on a bit of a roll because they've just picked themselves up again. Very similar to swinging things around as half-time and extra time in terms of the energy that might be used up. And Kilconly will feel that if they can grab this ball and do, good work from the kick-out from Daniel Kilcannon. Back to Kerrigan. Lovely little ball outside of the right. There's a proper kick pass into Mike Murphy. One-on-one. He's around his man. Big moment in the game. Murphy, bang! Kilconly have turned it around within 30 seconds of the resumption. And Mike Murphy, one-on-one. But you've got to give great credit to Daniel Kilcannon because he really arched his back to gather that kick out and gave it to Kerrigan. The kick pass was beautiful in front of Murphy. But I'm sure Leitir will be asking questions that how did they leave him one-on-one. Murphy clinical with the finish.
Yeah, and I've known Michael Murphy for a number of years, and when he gets a one-on-one 20-25 yards out, there's only one thing on his mind, and he's usually lethal, and he just proved that here. But a beautiful pass from John Corrigan outside of the right boot, and just put it on a play when he swung around.
Kilconly forced into a long ball driven in, and now there's such a momentum shift here. An opportunity for Murphy to kick another one. It's a poor ball out to the right hand side and wide. That really would have given them huge impetus had he taken the lead. But even that goal would be a huge moment in this game. And well, in a game like this, you'd always think that a goal would be crucial, and it's come somewhat against the run of play.
I would think so. I think Leitir maybe 60-40 shaded in before the water break. But look at the kickouts are crucial. Leitir are winning most of their kickouts, whereas Kilconly aren't, and that sets Leitir on a front foot all the time, like now.
Now the game has really opened up, and here's a chance for Leitir and Eamon O'Lynchy. Eamon is driving through off the ball. There's been a foul. O'Lynchy should get a score and does. Taps it over the bar. Will the referee take any action for that third man tackle? I think he's just had a quick word with the two players who collided more than anything, and in fairness to O'Lynchy, he tapped that ball over the bar. It was a sensible thing. Get his side back in front. In fairness to Nirvana, it's a good response.
Yeah, it's a great response. They conceded the goal. Michael Murphy will be very disappointed with the shot he had to put Kilconly in the lead, but Leitir typical down the field and tapped it over the bar. Good score, Leitir.
6 points, Nirvana, Leitir 1-2 Kilconly. A really entertaining game here in Pearse Stadium, and for two sides whose future in the competition hinges on this result, they are giving it everything. Back in defence, Christopher Shoiga, who's been very busy for Nirvana in that full back line. He's handled a lot of ball. He gets that possession and drives it up. Wonderful work again from Warren Shoiga. Gets it across, trying to get it to Angus O'Farta. Angus on possession there. Lovely little touchdown again from Warren Shoiga. Give it a quick jig. Off and turn to Evan O'Farta. Evan driving forward, a heavy tackle, but bursts through it and still is going. Wonderful work here from Evan O'Farta. Evan is through! Blocked by the goalkeeper. And in the end, good work from Tommy Mannion. It was probably close enough to using the feet, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. But he narrowed in the angle. But again, a tremendous work from Evan O'Farta. And I suppose when somebody is going that fast, it can be difficult to stop him, because the temptation would be for the likes of Martin Newell there to haul him down, and then you're looking at a black card 10 minutes in the bin.
Yeah, absolutely. But what a direct and straight run. And I think, give Tomas Mannion benefit of the doubt. Good save, but they have a 45 coming up here. Yeah, Warren Shoiga is going to take this one. Warren off the right, gets good purchase on it, but out to the right hand side, it's not going to come in enough. And it's wide. So, disappointment for Nirvana that they didn't get a score out of that. The run of Evan O'Farta definitely deserved to get something, but credit to Tommy Mannion. So the two crucial moments in this game, the goal for Kilconly coming just after the water break in the 19th minute from Mike Murphy, and that save from Tommy Mannion from Evan O'Farta. That's a 6 point swing, and really had it been 1-6 to 2 points, you'd say it's game over. Yeah, and you'd have to think of it that way. So a good save, Tommy Mannion. But I'm just looking at the setup inside here. Conor Marsden is pushing forward, and he's on the ball as he drives forward from here. Marsden for Kilconly now, his side trailing by a point, 6 points to 1-2. But the goal scored by Mike Murphy in the 19th minute has given them a little bit of hope in this game. Nirvana Leitir now looking to try and finish the half the stronger. 7 minutes to the break, and Nirvana, despite a late hit,
have kept going, and now the ball is through, and this is a big moment in the game now as well. A chance now for Patrick Marco Farta. Patrick off the right, well blocked down. Tommy Mannion comes out as a 45. Credit to the fullback Mike Daly. It will be a 45 to Nevana, but now we have to wait and see, will there be repercussions for one of the Kilconly players for the late tackle. I'm not sure who Rona McNulty is going to be talking to. Is it John Kerrigan?
Daniel Concannon maybe all he's heading towards, because he did take a little pull back on the Leitir Moor player. So Rona McNulty's just running back to make sure Leitir Moor player is right first of all, and then he might have a word with Daniel Concannon.
Yeah, well, I think what he is doing is just having a quick word with the Leitir Moor man as well, to more or less remind him I'm in charge, and maybe he was trying to make a bit more of it than the referee felt was in it. So there are no repercussions for a Kilconly player. Very quick free kick. This is a good opportunity now, surely. Up and over the bar it is. For some reason, Kilconly man down on the ground is Conor O'Neill, but Eamon O'Lynchy has dropped it up and over the bar, and the umpire decides he's going to run out 10 yards to wave the white flag and then have a conversation with the referee. But obviously there was a
little off the
coming
ball,
together. I don't think there was anything untoward, because the referee was standing right beside it. So again, it might have been just the physicality of Eamon O'Lynchy that shrugged off Conor O'Neill. O'Neill hit the deck, and suddenly O'Lynchy had the world of room to just turn and tap that ball over the bar for the easiest point of the game. And Leitir Moor have responded to the goal by adding 2 points in succession. It's 7 points Nevana, 1-2 for Kilconly. Getting to the 25th minute of this game now. Kilconly now, after the short kick out, bursting out, and this could be trouble, and a somewhat fortuitous decision in favour of Conor O'Neill, who just ran down a blind alley there and was lucky to get a free.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier on. You know, they're taking the ball into tackles when they don't need to. Pierce Stadium is the biggest field in our county, so you know, use the width and use the penetration of it, and don't be taking the ball into those places.
This is much better from Kilconly now, up along the line, but again, not able to win his own ball, Mike Murphy, and he's beaten to it back there by Keith O'Flaherty. And Keith has won that personal duel, and now a chance for Ivana to launch another attack with Matthias Owen Barrett. Good ball from Matty across. It's Ferdy O'Brien coming into the play. Ferdy soling with the left and bursting forward again. A lot of steps though, and the referee, I think, in that instance had his mind made up from by pretty much everybody that was here that is not from Leitir Moor. Free to Kilconly for overplaying, and good run up the wing from JP Byrne. He's got plenty of pace. He's got a ball over the top as well if he uses it, but well read by the goalkeeper, and that's Taigo Malya. And just a little bit too much purchase on that, but in fairness to the keeper, he read that well. And Nevana can come again. 2 points the difference. This match very delicately balanced.
Great ball.
Lovely kick pass. Beautiful reverse pass, and this could work out for Dylan Choiga. Dylan coming in from the left hand side on the half forward line. Is he going to shoot off the right? He is, but it's disappointing. It's too easy for Tommy Mannion. And that really is unforgivable. I suppose it's one of those cardinal errors that a coach like yourself, Doc, would always say, whatever about kicking it wide where you can reset, dropping a ball into the goalkeeper's hands on a day like this is a cardinal error that Conley can punish. Driving forward is Conor O'Neill. Uses John Kerrigan to his right. Kerrigan up along the line, might go on the overlap. He's got a man outside him, and that's Mike Murphy. Somehow burrows his way through. Kerrigan has sold it all the way inside and is in on goal here. Nobody marking from Leitir Moor. Kerrigan tries to come across and then finds outside him Conor O'Neill. O'Neill off the right, just curling in the breeze across to the left hand side and wide. Good chance gone a begging once again for Kilconly, but they'll be much happier with the way that they work that scoring opportunity. And just for a fleeting moment, John Kerrigan was inside, had a pass come a bit quicker.
Just didn't have the legs, Ollie. You know, John has been around playing Kilconly for 15 senior years, and just didn't have the legs, done everything right. When he recycled it, pulled it back, that was the correct option, and just fleet wide. Just went to the left and wide. But that's the breeze as well, took it away. But look at Kilconly are well in this game, as are Leitir Moor. It's a very tight game. And it's a very enjoyable game.
The goal has certainly made it tight. There's a huge kick out. It's going to probably just catch out over the sideline on this near side. Massive drive from Taigo Malya, but again, massive drives when they go out over the sideline are just handing possession back. Now will there be a full court press from Leitir Moor to put the pressure on Kilconly here? May have to go short down along the line. Linesman calling for the Kilconly men to have stepped out over the line. It was pretty close to doing that, but we're going to have 4 minutes added on at the end of this, so 2 minutes of normal time plus what's going to be added on. Again, bottled up Barry Concannon running into trouble, but Kilconly just somehow managed to extricate themselves from that difficulty. couple of quick hand passes. These are all the drills that you do, even in the off season or even in the middle of a lockdown. Holding onto the ball, maintaining possession. Still Barry Concannon holds onto the ball, flicks it across. This is great work from Kilconly in such tight confines, and Conor O'Neill somehow has managed to get himself through all this difficulty and play a lovely ball across on the run. Top of all people, the fullback plays it across. Chance, foot block, surely. Referee gives a penalty. And a brilliant bit of work from Mike Daly. A lung-bursting run from the fullback to get on the end of that. He's earned the foot block and a penalty for Kilconly that could give them the lead. But what a bit of play from the North Galway side. Patience.
Patience.
Playing a hand-passing game in room where there really wasn't enough place to swing a cat. And somehow they managed to get the hand passes.
And broke out, and Niall Mullen was very, very important in that. And Conor O'Neill, who took the ball into, I thought he was going to lose it, but it was the run of Mike Daly off the shoulder who popped it. And he had only one thing on his mind to break. But in fairness to Niall Daly also, he pushed up onto his shoulder. He was the one that took the shot. And now I think it's Caelan McCaffrey.
Caelan is going to take it, yeah. Caelan McCafferty is the ball striker for Kilconly. He places it 11 metres out from goal. The man at the other end for Nirvana is Taigo Malya, and he's having his kicking tee returned to him into the back of the net by the referee. And this is such an important moment in the game as we tick into the final 20 seconds of normal time at the end of the first half. We still have 4 minutes, so plenty of time to go, but this would be another big lifeline for Kilconly, who've been hanging on for most of this first half and using up a huge amount of energy to stay in the game, having to play into the elements. But at the moment, the referee is over there having a word with Sean Andy, and that's a yellow card for both him and Conor Marsden. There's a little bit of off-the-ball stuff going on there.
I'm just looking at this here, Ollie. Usually Kilconly are very, very good dead ball specialists in Michael Murphy and Conor Marsden, and Paul Mannion isn't on the field, so it's interesting to see how they've passed the duty of the penalty taking. They've obviously done a lot of practice with them onto Caelan McCafferty, so you know your centre-back taking the penalty. It'll be just interesting to see. Hopefully he scores, but it's usually the boys up top that want that ball.
Well, there's an extraordinary moment going on here because the referee has called in his linesman to stand at the point, the nearest point that Sean Andy O'Cally can stand to the penalty taker. And he's asked the other linesman to come in from the other side to likewise mark where Evan O'Flaherty is. And that's to stop encroachment. And like the stopping it, and then there's keeping an eye on Caelan McCafferty. Here he comes, the penalty into the back of the net. Wasn't the best strike in the world, but he had the accuracy. It's got into the side of the net. No chance for Taigo Malya. A beautiful roll of the ball from Caelan McCafferty into the net, and Kilconly have gone in front 2-2 to 7 points. What a moment.
Yeah, what a moment, and what a lovely penalty. Just rolled it into the left-hand corner as we looked. Taigo Malya kind of stayed up on his feet, maybe thinking it was going to be a blockbuster, but rolled it into the corner and a good score and gets Kilconly one up.
Yeah, but Kilconly a bit of fallen asleep on that kick out though. It's gone all the way through to Dylan Shoiga. Back it goes across now towards Ingus O'Farta. Tries to flick it inside and a heavy tackle. Oh dear, we've got a decision now for referee Ronan McNulty to make. Barry Concannon is the man who's been clotheslined, and I think there's going to be a card of some kind coming. This could be a pivotal 30 seconds in this intermediate championship game. Matthias Barrett gets black for the high tackle, and that's 10 minutes in the sin bin, which will include the final 2 of this half and the first 8 of the second half, and that is a big moment in the game. And
Barry Concannon, is it?
Barry Concannon is the man who's down injured, but that was a big moment. And Matthias Barrett is just going to have to sit on his hunkers on the sideline and consider what's happened there.
In fairness to Barry, Ollie, you know, he is a defender. He's playing as a third midfielder, so he tracked the run that was made from the midfielder and got on the right side of him just to intercept the ball. But, you know, it was a bit of a high tackle. That's all. Hopefully Barry will be okay. He'll be up on his feet shortly. But it's a big 10 minutes now because you're going into the break and you're going to nearly have 9.5 minutes without one of your main midfielders. And that's an area that Leitir were very dominant in.
So free out to Kilconly from just pretty much on their own penalty spot to be taken by Tommy Mannion, and wonders will Kilconly try and work a couple of scores now that they have the extra man for the remaining 90 seconds of this half. They'll certainly take the 1 point lead that they have at the moment, given that they'll have the elements in the second half, and Leitir are going to be putting a lot of pressure on, but of course it's such hard work when you're a man down, and Kilconly playing a dangerous game, and again trying to battle over there is the full back. Now this really is crazy stuff from Kilconly, who I might have just conceded a 45, and they have. Well, that really is poor. Letchermore putting on the pressure, but for Kilconly, and with all of the space outside of their 45, it just needed one reasonable kick pass and they were out of trouble. And they could pay a heavy price for this if the Letchermore boys get this one in around the edge of the square for what would be the final play of the half. Letchermore anxious to get a ball back in play, and suddenly, of course,
Two appear.
And 33:20 on the clock means that we're pretty much into the dying embers of this half. So we'll have one more play, and it will be
I think this is
Letchermore.
going to go short on it, yeah.
It will. Goes back to Ferdia Brannock. Ferdia decides to switch the point of the attack. Now there's real urgency, and Kilconly are at 6s and 7s, and this could be a big moment as a shot comes in. The ball up and over the bar. Poor marking again. Warren Shoiga puts it over the bar, and Kilconly have been made to pay the price for some slack marking and really slack tactical play. With that free, they never really managed to get it out of the danger zone. Played it short. It remained short, conceded a 45, and from that, they've really just given away a point to Letchermore. And now a kick out that's again put ferocious pressure on their wing back Alan Flaherty, but in the end it's gone back to Mike Daly, and he's having to drive out. Mike Daly again, a short pass looking for JP Byrne. This isn't very convincing from Kilconly, but they've managed to recycle it. They're praying for the half-time whistle. That's what they're at the moment, and there's no sign of it coming. And really they'd have been much better off getting the ball up the other end of the field. Patient football from Kilconly, but again it's so dangerous. And it only just takes a misplaced hand pass or one touch, as you say, Doc, from a Letchermore hand, and the possession is turned around. Good work there from Conor O'Neill, driving it forward again, having to work hard as Mike Daly bottled up and gives it away, pushing the back, free to Letchermore, and the referee's going to give them another chance. Christopher Shoiga, now it's going to be brought forward 13 metres and taken quickly. And again, Kilconly, authors of their own downfall, have invited Eamon O'Lynchy now into the ball. He's pulled to the ground. Is that a foul? I'll tell you what, it could have been worth a closer look from the referee. Some of the Letchermore boys are screaming that there's a man free on the far side making a run, and that's Evan O'Flaherty. We've seen this happen before. Evan driving forward off the left, chance for the lead, and he drives it up and over the bar.
Great score.
Wonderful work. But again, you just get the feeling that Kilconly have completely switched off since they've had the extra man.
But they're own worst enemy at the minute. You know, they have the extra man. They're not using the space. They've all dropped back inside their own 45 instead of getting the ball. Tomas Mannion is only one option to go sharp. But there's surely to God the free man has to pick up. Like now, Niall Mullen is free. So if Tommy Mannion can find him out here, he's free.
Kick out finally goes long. Little touch over the top. Referee says nudge in the back, and that's a reasonable enough call against Niall Daly, who looks perplexed, but it was one of the old ones where you give the old nudge in the back. Hope the referee didn't see it, but Mona McNulty is eagle-eyed. This 4 minutes has now turned into 6 minutes, and it's going to prove problematic for Kilconly, who, remember, led by a point, having scored the penalty goal, had a man
Sean Andy
extra,
overlapping Ollie,
and now driving forward is Sean Andy, and this now could really turn into a profitable couple of minutes for Letchermore, despite being down to 14, as the possession is flicked across from Dylan Shoiga. Ambitious shot from distance, and that one is dropped out to the right hand side and wide, and that will be the last act of the half. So Letchermore have managed to turn it around into a 1 point advantage, but so many talking points. But how important will Kilconly's 2 goals be? It's 9 scores to 4, but there's only 1 point between the sides. The 2 goals for Kilconly, one coming just after the water break from Mike Murphy, and then the penalty goal struck home by Caelan McCafferty. They may be pivotal scores in this game, but it's still anyone's.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as the old saying goes, goals win your game. Letchermore got in for one chance of the goals with Tomas Mannion pulling off a good save. But I don't know. I think at the moment there's more in Letchermore. Looking at Letchermore, they're kind of playing in drips and drabs, whereas Kilconly are just living off the old scraps that they're knocking off. But they need to push on from midfield. Niall Daly should be dominating more now with their midfield out for the next maybe 8 minutes at the start of the second half.
A strange game, one dominated in terms of possession and chances by Navan and Letchermore, and yet their lead is only the minimum. It's half-time in the Galway Intermediate Football Championship in Pearse Stadium. Navan and Letchermore 9 points, Kilconly 2 goals and 2. We're getting ready for the second half of this Intermediate Championship game. We're all set to go. Kilconly, Letchermore. And it's the narrowest of margins. 9 points for Letchermore, 2-2 for Kilconly. Just to let people watching our live stream on galwayga.ie, The other match of interest in this group, of course, is the one involving Ormore Mary and Glenamaddy, with Ormore Mary leading 1-9 to 1-1. So as it stands, it's Ormore Mary and Leitir who are through to the quarter-finals. And Leitir know that 1 point advantage, they need to hold that right to the finish. And now playing into the wind, it's Nevana who are playing the first attacking football of this game. Nice ball inside to Dylan Choiga. Dylan has the ball taken off him, however, back there very well by Caelan McCafferty, the penalty scorer for Kilconly, who will be looking to hit the ground running, but a well intercepted possession there from Patrick Marco Farta. He drives it forward. Chance now for Eamon O'Lynchy. O'Lynchy gets it through. Chance of a shot, blazed up and over the bar. Beautiful score and a wonderful bit of work. Ivor Fihado coming in there, knocking that one over the bar. Joseph O'Gulboon. So Joseph O'Gulboon is the man who's on at half-time, wearing number 22. And Joseph has started his introduction in perfect fashion with the opening score. So Kilconly have to climb the mountain again, but well caught in the middle of the field. And now Leitir have started exactly as they finished the opening half. And remember, Leitir are going to play another 7 minutes with a man down, having had the black card issued to Eamon O'Lynchy. So this is a worrying few moments for Kilconly, who've been relying on their 2 goals to stay in this game. And Leitir now have got into double figures, 10 points to 2-2. Kilconly trying to play their way out of the back again. So much short hand passing, and it's held them in good stead so far in the game. But by golly, I'm sure for the mentors on the sideline, they'll be worrying. And there now is a possession that's been spilled and given away. Evan O'Farta picks it up. Evan plays it around the left-hand side. Lucky for the run of Warren Shoiga. Lovely little dinky pass. Jersey almost pulled off the back, and well, referee says play on. And in the end, Patrick Marco Farta has to do really well to pick up possession. Patrick Mark, toe to hand. Nice little flick back to Ferdia Brannock, who's back outside his opposition 45, having to try and defend the situation back there for Kilconly is Daniel Cuncannon, and he does well. Not a lot of support, so he has to use the outside of the right, and that is a majestic pass. Beautiful ball to Barry Cuncannon. Barry looking for support. Not a lot of options. Might have to go the outside of the right for Kerrigan, using Mike Murphy instead. Murphy jinking inside Keith O'Flaherty. Murphy trying to get it across. Here's good work from Kilconly. Conor Marsden though runs into a brick wall. Yeah. Christopher Shoiga, and really had Marsden held onto the ball, he'd have been around his man and in on goal, but he tried to pop the pass as he met the corner back, and it proved a decision that could be costly. A great scoring chance gone a-begging.
Great scoring chance gone a-begging. But you know something, Ollie, I'm just looking out the field here, and the 14 men of Leitir are actually playing better than the 15-minute Kilconly, and there's a lung-busting run through here through the middle.
This is big trouble now for Kilconly again. It's gone across. Chance must be. It's gone into the side net. Oh, chance Iantach. Ag Dylan Shoiga. But it's out to the left-hand side and wide. And again, it's Joseph O'Gulboon who came in there. And the substitute is the man who set it up for Dylan Shoiga, who really should have done better. And that's another moment in the game. Leitir have had 2 goal chances. Yeah. One saved by Tommy Mannion, one into the side netting. And, well, they'll be hoping it doesn't come back to haunt them.
It's the kick out. The kick out is strange here, because they're dropping it down in one of the smallest men in Kilconly's team, so that's very strange. Yeah, and that small man, if you want to call him that, is Conor O'Neill, but he's been really dwarfed by the 2 huge men from Leitir out there in the middle of the field. Matthias Barrett getting a touch, and that's going to be a free in for the Leitir men. And Kilconly really are going to have to redraw their strategy on the kickouts. And remember, they're playing with an extra man, so surely, Doc, there'll be somebody to make a run 40, 50 metres away into space. But this will be a tap-over point, one would imagine, even into the strong wind. And Nevana are edging even closer to a place in that quarter-final draw next Monday night at 8:30 in the nearby Salthill, in the Claregalway Hotel. We're here in Pearse Stadium in Salthill for this final round Group 2 match in the Intermediate Championship. And a big moment in the game for Leitir. Remember, it was 2-2 to 7 points. And Kilconly had gone in front when they got their second penalty. But Nevana Leitir have really hit back. And now has an effort that's gone way out to the left-hand side and wide from Dylan Shoiga. What a let-off that is.
A 20-metre free just to the right of the post. Now, that's a
Hit
poor
over
miss.
all, yeah, that's a poor miss, and I could hear a few groans from the management of Leitir Moor down the side, and that's a huge let off for Kilconly. But Kilconly have a spare man, like the full-back, the half-back is moving now, young Flaherty, but they're still persistent in going out the middle, and if they win the break, which they have done, but you know, it's a dangerous game.
Yeah, it's a lottery as well. Daniel Cuncannon picks up the break though, and Kilconly now can drive forward. 10 points to 2-2. They trail by 2. Opportunity now for O'Neill. Lovely threaded ball through, but good goalkeeping. Wonderful work
Good hands.
from Tygo Malia. Couldn't have afforded to have spilled that one, or he was in
She
trouble.
was in the back of the net if he spilled it, but you know, very good hands and very safe under that ball coming in, and he took command of it.
I don't know about you, but Nirvana Leitir Moor definitely look a far more convincing outfit than for me. But they're coming.
But
And looking for
Kilconly have no shape, you know, they have the extra man, but it's just guys who are just flooding each other and they're causing problems for themselves that they don't need to.
It's 10 points to 2-2 now, and it's Nirvana Leitir Moor who lead as we tick into the 6th minute of the second half, and Warren Choiga, back it goes. This is ambitious. It's a dangerous, beautiful strike, and just to the left-hand side and wide. A really, really difficult angle for Irlo Corrine, but he had a go at it, and now with the baseball cap on and facing into the sunshine of Salt Hill, which thankfully persists today. Beautiful afternoon for a game. It's Tommy Mannion with the kick out, and this time he's really picked out his man beautifully, Mike Daly. Kilconly may need another goal before the end of this game if they're going to survive, but that's an excellent kick pass into space. The man who's come onto the game is Paul Mannion, clearly not fit to start, but a big moment now that he's in for Kilconly.
Yeah, and Paul is a serious player. He's probably the best player that Kilconly have, so he obviously has some kind of an injury, but they'll be looking to get him on as much ball as they possibly can.
Nice work from Conor O'Neill out to the right hand side. The shot was coming in from the right hand side, but Niall Mullen's effort ends up in the deserted terraces behind the goal and a wide ball. And Matthias Barrett just moving into position.
He's back on after
6.5 minutes.
Black card.
So Leitir Moor back to their full complement of 15. And that's a big moment for them when you look about it. Kilconly didn't score
No.
with Leitir Moor down to 14 men. How big a stat is that going to be at the end of the game?
Absolutely. They're looking for a ball at the minute. But when you look at the other side of the coin, Leitir Moor must have had 2 or 3 good chances. You know, a goal chance and 2 points, one from a free and one from play. All went wide. So, you know, they'll be kind of kicking themselves that they are 3, 4, 5 points ahead in this game.
Well, it's going to be a kick out for Kilconly, which seems to have taken an age. But nonetheless, it remains a 2-point advantage for Leitir Moor. 10 points to Kilconly's 2-2. And 7 minutes gone in this second half. So there's a lot of twists and turns, I would imagine, before the end of this game. Oran Moir 7 points to the good now over Glenamaddy. So they're still looking pretty comfortable at the top of the table in holding on to their lead and the fact that they're on 3 points. So this is very much a standalone game. And the only difficulty as regards working out permutations will be if Glenamaddy come back and draw that match against Oran Moir, which would leave Oran Moir on 4 points. Here's the free from Mars, and he just took that one far too quickly for me. Just threw the ball down and had a swing at it. And had he settled down, he definitely had the distance and the purchase to get that one over the bar. So chance gone a begging.
They can be costly, you know. I mean, Kilconly aren't getting too many chances at this end of the field, so they got to be taking them. And Leitir Moor at the other end, but they're leading by 2, so they have something to protect. But I hear Ronan McNulty is roaring for another ball back there, the referee, just to speed things up a bit. But, you know, Kilconly will only get so many chances and they got to take them to win this match.
Well, we believe there's been a goal in Tuam. Glenamaddy have got it, so that game has gotten very interesting all of a sudden. And as we predicted on this Super Saturday for the Intermediate Football Championship, this is probably going to come down to the last 5 minutes of this game as regards working out the permutations, and we could have quarter-finalists dropping in and out of the last 8.
Exciting.
By the way the last few minutes come. So it's a dramatic afternoon. Leitir Moor is pushing the back, and really that's a silly foul. And Kilconly are committing Harry Carey here. They still haven't added to their 2-2. Remember, the last score they got was that 26th minute penalty. And in that period from there to the end of the game, which remember ran to 36 minutes, and for the first 9 minutes of the second half, They haven't scored, so you're looking at a period of about 17 minutes here where Kilconly haven't got a score.
Yeah.
And it's really proving costly for them.
And what's frustrating there too, Ollie, is Niall Daly, the Leitir Moore player, was going no place. He was on his knees, he was looking for an out ball, and he just pushed him in the back. So, it's a silly free to give away.
Well, this is ambitious, but it's going to drop in around the house. Breaks out for Kilconly, and they can come again. 10 points to 2-2 it remains. We're coming up on 10 minutes of the second half, and a serious situation is getting worrying now for Kilconly, who know that they really need to score next if they're to put the cat back amongst the pigeons again. Good work from Barry Cuncannon. Back it goes towards Conor Marsden, drops it to the inside line where Kerrigan has moved into space, so to Mike Murphy. Mike has a pop at the posts, and that one drops inside the left-hand upright and over. A very good score, Doc, and the first point in almost 20 minutes for Kilconly is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, and absolutely, and Conor Marsden done the right thing. He's seen Michael Murphy's run, and when Michael Murphy makes that left to right run, he's going to come back onto his left peg, and he's so accurate. Great score, Michael Murphy, great score.
So Leitir Moore will look to try and restore their 2-point cushion, but Kilconly smelled that this could be their time in a topsy-turvy game, and it's that man Mike Murphy who is the danger man. Murphy to tie it up, difficult angle, umpire likes it, it's over.
Super.
We're level with 2 points in the space of 60 seconds from that man Mike Murphy. Well, it's now 10 points to 2-4, and Mike Murphy responsible for half of that Kilconly tally. Well, that's a brilliant score.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's Michael Murphy, he's clinical. If you give him the right supply and the right ball, he'll punish you all day long. His brother Adrian Murphy, who unfortunately is an Australian, Kilconly could do it, is a fantastic footballer also. Sean Andy is making a lung buster down on this side of the park, so he's going to pop it back again and hold it up.
Leitir Moore now in possession. On this near side is Angus O'Farta. Referee might be inclined to hop this ball, but it works out for Conor Marsden. A bit of a pinball going on there, but it's fallen the way of the Kilconly man, and suddenly they could come forward and look to take the lead. There's great excitement in this game now, and there might be very few people at the game, but you can hear every single player shouting and roaring right now. And Kilconly, well, they've got their big gun on the pitch, and that's Paul Mannion, and he's dragged to the ground. And I think Leitir Moore realise now that they are in a big game from here to the finish.
Yeah.
This will be all about the final quarter, and if Paul Mannion stays fit, it's a different Kilconly team to the one that played the first half.
Yes, and he can see passes, and he does things very, very quickly. He's into county standard, so if he gets on the ball, and they will try and get him on the ball as much as they can. But also it's amazing how the game is swaying to and fro. Like, Leitir Moore have it for 4 or 5 minutes. Kilconly have the upside for 4 or 5 minutes. So it's a good game, Ollie, as Kilconly attack again.
Kilconly coming forward, looking to take the lead. Here is the aforementioned Paul Mannion with the right foot. Wow, what a score. Brilliant score from Paul Mannion. Kilconly hit the front.
And the thing about it is, if you give that man enough ball and enough chances, he'll put them over all day. So, Kilconly are on top now, and they've got to punish Leitir Moore, because they will get their option and they will get their purple patch also.
Oh, the momentum is really shifting here in Pearse Stadium. And it's all coincided with Paul Mannion. And it's also coincided with Leitir Moore going back to 15. Isn't it bizarre?
It's crazy how 14 were on top for so long in the first period of the second half. And now the pendulum has swung totally in Kilconly's favour. Niall Daly's got to be stronger though in that position when he's coming onto the ball.
Yeah, I'd agree. And Leitir Moore now are claiming a free for a slap.
This could be black.
I think Kilconly are complaining about a push in the back on Niall Daly, but as you say, just needs to be much stronger. And holding off his man. And that moment could be crucial, because Barry Cuncannon now is going to be spoken to, and that's going to be a yellow card. So another break in play. 13 minutes gone in the second half.
But when you're under pressure in the situation coming out with the ball, and you want your midfielder or your half forward line to just to hold the ball to take the pressure off, and in that situation Niall's got to wrap the ball, pull it into him and win the free, because you're on front of the defender that's coming at your back.
Well, joining us on FM now, listeners of Galway FM, we've had an extraordinary turnaround the last 5 minutes, and it's coincided with the introduction to the game of Galway County star Paul Mannion, who was injured and didn't start this game for Kilconly, but is in now and is being marked by Sean Andy O'Cally. What a heavyweight tussle that's going to be from here to the finish. But Mannion has just kicked the lead point for Kilconly, who, remember, led by 2-2 to 7 points after 26 minutes of the first half when a penalty goal by Caelan McCafferty was scored. Then Matthias Barrett was black carded for Leitir Moor, and from there to the end of the first half, the Leitir Moor men outscored Kilconly by 3 points to no score, despite being a man down. Now Kilconly are playing themselves into trouble down on our right hand side. The temperatures are really lifting here as well. We're having a little bit of pushing and shoving going on, but Kilconly have got the last three, and it's ended a 20-minute barren scoring spell with 3 points in 2 minutes, and two of them coming from the wonderful Mike Murphy and the third from Paul Mannion. As it stands, it's 2-5 Kilconly, it's 10 points for Leitir Moor, and as things stand, that would be enough for Kilconly to get their way into the quarterfinals of the championship, but one score at the other end would change all of that. It really is on a knife edge.
Yeah, it certainly is. I seen the linesman is calling Ronan McNulty over just to have a word in his ear. Maybe something happened untoward that I didn't pick up myself, but just having Ronan's having a good think about what the linesman is telling them, so obviously something did go on. But it's interesting to see how Sean Andy has moved on to Paul Mannion, because they know the threat. I'm sure Leitir Moor know the threat that Paul Mannion can cause, and if he sees enough ball he can do damage. But then on the other side of the coin, Sean Andy's breaking forward and Paul's got to track these runs.
He's a good referee, McNulty.
He is a very good referee. A very good referee. I always liked him when he's refereeing games, because he plays things very much 50-50. If he makes a mistake one side, he doesn't belong levelling it up. So he's a good referee, and he's a very honest man when it comes to refereeing the game.
Well, he's keeping tabs on both of these teams, and it really is no quarter asked or given in Pearse Stadium. It's a very entertaining game of football. Ormomary are leading by 5 against Glenamaddy, we're told, 2-9 to 2-4. So that, in terms of the picture of this group, means that Ormomary still in control, leading by 5. Kilconly trying to work a hand pass. Paul Mannion was way too far behind Sean Andy, though, who read that well, and now sallies up the field, looks to try and take the return pass. Slow enough to try and work his way into position was Caelan McCafferty, who just looks like he's carrying a knock. Didn't react to Sean Andy's run up along the line. And Leitir Moor and Levanna, they look like men now who are on a mission as they turn forward. As Glenamaddy score a goal in Tuam Stadium to get within 2 of Ormomary. So Glen aren't giving up the ghost. Leitir Moor aren't either as the ball is dropped in. The umpires say it's gone to the left hand side and wide. The shot coming in there from Angus O'Farta. So another opportunity gone a begging, and this may well come down to just a shot of the ball at the end of the game that could go left or right. So you just don't know. A point or a wide could be so crucial as every second ticks by.
What's concerning for me, Ollie, is that both games that Kilconly were leading in, and they were leading well in both games. Even against Glen, they were 7 points up. Against Ordenmore, they were 3 or 4 points up. They were pulled back to a draw. And that's the bit of the concern for me. Maybe they might run out of a bit of steam, in the latter stages of this game. Whereas Leitir Moor seem to be pushing on now. They know what's at stake, and the other one game in Tuam, obviously, with Glen pulling that back. So scoring differences can come into play in a big way.
Well, it's so delicately poised at the moment that Leitir Moor know they need to get a leveller, and they'll be back in position. Oh. Surely that's a double hit, meat in the sandwich there, and I think that's an easy decision for the referee to give a free in there for Matthias Barrett, although a little bit of petuousness there from
Dylan Shoiga, I think.
Yeah, and Dylan Shoiga will be lucky if this ball isn't hopped.
I never understand that. You have a 21-yard free, it's for you, it's going for you, and then you turn around and you put the thought in the referee's mind of maybe throwing up the ball or hopping the ball, whatever, and stay away from it, steady yourself, because on this same side, only maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, Dylan Shoiga missed a similar free and drove it out to the left and wide, and they can be costly. So focus on your free and focus on what you got to do and get your mindset on that, not get involved in anything else.
Well, the only way this game will get really complicated in terms of score difference, and the only way that will come into play, is if Glenamaddy beat Ormomary. And if that is the case, well, then Glenamaddy will move to 3 points, and it would leave Ormomary on 3 points where they started the day. And if it's a draw match between Kilconly and Leitir Moor, they'll all be on 3 points. So you could have a situation where then you're looking at the top two with score difference. It would then take Glenamaddy a 5-point win to turn around the current deficit, but that will need Leitir Moor to get it over the bar first, and they have. It's pointed by Dylan Shoiga, and so that now makes it level. Kilconly have a score difference of 0, while Leitir Moor have a score difference of -4. So as things stand, the sides are level. They're on 3 points each, but with Ormomary still leading, it would be Ormomary and Kilconly who would go forward. So as we reach the water break, This couldn't be more delicately
No,
poised. I mean, literally, there is one kick that would change not just this game, but the entire group.
Yeah, absolutely. And a place in the quarterfinal of the intermediate championship is at stake. So you look at it is on a knife edge, as you said, and the permutations, I suppose we have to hang in there for the next 10, 12 minutes or so to see what the outcome will be. But if I'm the Kilconly management down there, I'm saying to Paul Mannion, play on the 45. I'm saying to Michael Murphy, stay on the edge of the 13 and try and get these two interchanging and on the ball as much as they can, because they are the setters up with the scores, but they're also the finishers of the scores, and these are the guys I'd be looking to. Conor Marsden has stripped out the field a bit, so they're obviously trying to find space and create space in there. But Leitir on the other side of the coin, they look to me like a team that there's more in, and Sean Andy, he's driving on that team from the full back line, Ali, and it's a knife edge.
Well, we're gone to the water break here in Pearse Stadium, and there's such excitement around the county at the moment with all of the different intermediate football championship matches that are on, and all at the same time. So remember, there were to be 7 games at 3 o'clock. Cartoon got a walkover from Carnacashel, and it was very obvious as well, Frank, that Carnacashel were struggling this season with numbers, and that became very evident with their letter of protestation to the football board at the outset of the championship that there shouldn't be relegation in the current COVID crisis. So a lot of sympathy from a lot of people and from a lot of clubs to the plight of Carnacashel and other clubs who are just struggling at the moment to get guys together and get a squad of players together.
Well, it's very, very hard. It's nearly impossible to get and then you have all the restrictions. You could train with 5 in groups of 6, and then they went to 10, and then they went to 15. So there's a lot going on. I mean, here we are today, and one team tags out on the seats down below to our left and the same on the right. So it's very, very hard, and you have to feel sorry for Carnacashel. They've been great servants, senior football and great battles over the year in intermediate and so on, but they've lost a lot of guys through immigration and everything else, and they're trying to rebuild and get things back up and running again. So look, they will be back, of course, but we have 6 games, as you said, Ollie, all 3 o'clock or whatever, and on a knife edge, and this one is the same down here.
Yeah, extraordinary moments here. So we're going and getting ready for the final period of play. 21 minutes gone, the water break is over, and the last 9 minutes plus stoppages will determine Group 2. So as things stand, the sides are level here in Pearse Stadium. Kilconly 2-5, Leitir 11 points. Kilconly have a score difference of 0. Leitir score difference is -4. Both are on 3 points as it stands. Moir will move on to 5 points because they still lead by 1 in Tuam. But if Glenamaddy come back and beat Moir, and this match finishes in a draw, all 4 teams will finish on 3 points, and it will go to score difference. However, that could change with the point for Leitir, but a ball dropped and into the goalkeeper's hands from Patrick Marco Farta. Every kick of the ball will make such a difference here. As it stands, a draw is enough for Kilconly. They know that a draw will see them finish ahead of Leitir whatever happens in the table, because their score difference is 4 points better off, but that really is playing it very, very tight. Kilconly coming forward, looking for a lead score, but intercepted back there all the time. Sean Andy is back marking Paul Mannion in a one-on-one situation that Kilconly will hope will somehow fall their way in the closing minutes of this game. 22 minutes gone, it's still level. 11 points, Nivana Leitir 2-5 Kilconly, and there's absolutely nobody marking. It's a 3-on-1 situation, and a terrible hand pass from Warren Choiga when an opportunity was there to play the ball into the loose man, Patrick Marco Farta. How have Leitir butchered a chance of walking the ball into the net?
Oh my God! To be honest with you, I think it was easier to miss it than he actually did. He punched it, and there was no weight on the punch, and it was an open net because Tomas Mannion had moved across to try and cut it out. But oh my God, would Leitir regret this as the game goes on? Well,
that is the pivotal moment in the game, as the chance now comes for Mike Murphy. He's around his man. Murphy's in on goal on the right hand side, takes a few steps as he pulled back. Referee says play on, gives the advantage. Marsden with the shot off the right, chips it high, but out to the left hand side and wide. In truth, he just didn't settle on it, and we've had some serious drama at either end, but an absolute gilt-edged opportunity missed down to the right hand side of our vantage point here in Pearse Stadium at the Dr. Mannix Road end, and it seemed easier to score than to miss.
Yeah, especially when Tommy Mannion moved over and it was just undercooked. He didn't get enough beef on the pass, but it's should never have happened. That ball should have ended up in the back of the net, and having the lead again for Leitir. But these it's to and fro down here, and this game, in actual fact, you wouldn't be surprised if it ended in a draw.
A draw will do Kilconly, and that's what they'll be hoping, but they do leave themselves wide open to being caught by a winner from Nivana Leitir. So 24 minutes gone. It's still only 1 point between the sides in Tuam, between Ormore Mary and Glenamaddy. So again, one score there would change everything. Short kick out from Nirvana to Sean Andy O'Cally. Who's going to provide the Sergio Aguero moment here in Pearse Stadium for Nirvana? It could be Ferdy O'Brien as he drives forward. Ferdy looking for support. He's got a man outside him. Another opportunity. Plays a 1-2. Ferdia taking it back off the cornerback Keith O'Flaherty, but the hand pass again is just gone too far, and it's gone through to Tommy Mannion, the goalkeeper, who decides wisely to just settle things down. The ball worked out this near side to Caelan McCafferty. Who's got the engine now? Who's got the legs, Frank? Because this is now all about fitness and the will to win.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it boils down to. But it's also about, a bit of composure when you get in the last third of the field, and both teams are just, they're kicking it away. Really, they have opportunities to take the lead, but just kicking it away.
JP Byrne soloing out of defence, gives it off towards Alan Flaherty. Alan has got a man on the overlap, uses Byrne, and now driving forward. JP gets it off in time now to Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy trying to look at getting the lead point for Kilconly. He's on the 20-metre line. Outside him is Conor Marsden. He's winding up for the big one. Marsden off the right, high. Marsden up and over the bar. Kilconly hit the front. And what a dramatic stroke from Conor Marsden from 40 metres out. He was hit late. Kilconly are complaining. The linesman on the near side indicates there's going to be a substitution, but did the linesman the far side see?
He's calling him over.
And he's gone over to have a look. There was a late hit, and the reason we're getting excited about this is because if the referee did see something, he could be looking at another black card, and that is Nirvana down to 14 for the remainder of this game if he saw something untoward. But either way, Marsden's kick has put Kilconly in front. It's given them a little bit of an insurance policy at 2-6 to 11 points.
Yeah, but there you are. You see, Murphy gets on the ball. Michael Murphy doesn't do too many things wrong in the game. He's a great football brain, and when he gets on the ball, he does the simple things and does everything right. Passed it back to Marsden, and in fairness, a great kick over the bar.
Nothing happening in regards an admonishing of a Lettermore player. It's play on, the referee says, and the kick out is brilliantly won in the middle of the field from Matthias Barrett. Gets it up to his opposite midfielder Eamon O'Lynchy. O'Lynchy drops it back across. Nirvana need to score and score quickly. The man in possession now is Dylan Choiga. Dylan Choiga back off the left. Dylan Choiga winds up for a big one. Dylan Choiga to the right hand side and wide. An opportunity gone a begging. It's more difficult shooting into the right hand side because they're into the breeze. They're gone into the first of 4 minutes of injury time in Tuam. We still have 3.5 minutes of normal time, so they will be finished in Tuam, and we'll know the scoreline here in Pearse Stadium as we go into injury time. Will they know down on the sideline? Well, they should, because it will have a big bearing on this fixture. A draw is no good to Lettermore, remember, and they trail by 1. Matthias Barrett takes the mark from the kick out. Kilconly have thrown that one away again. Ferdia Brannock gets it off in toward Eamon O'Lynchy. O'Lynchy is driving through. Kilconly are tired. Here's an opportunity. A brilliant save from Mannion. An extraordinary piece of goalkeeping, and then dragged to the ground. It's going to be a free out. The referee, I think, would be a brave man right now to look at black card in that instance. But Mannion has once again come to his side's hero. He's a big presence between the sticks, and he came out to spread himself and made what could be a match-winning block for Kilconly.
Absolutely, and you know something, Ollie? He's pulled off 2 brilliant saves in both halves, and that one, as you said, could be the difference. But Lettermore have turned it over.
They've turned it over on the far side of the field. It's a poor bit of play, and now an opportunity for Lettermore to kick a levelling point, and they have. Well, Kilconly have again just committed Harry Carey on the far side when they had the ball to try and drop it over the bar. Angus O'Farth has made up for his missed goal chance by kicking that one over the bar, and now we're all square as we tick into the final 2 minutes of normal time. 12 points Lettermore, 2-6 for Kilconly. We still think that there's a point in it in Tuam Stadium, but at the moment we are level in Pearse Stadium with 2 minutes to go. And in Tuam, Ormore Mary, last time we heard, were a point to the good against Glenamaddy. That won't be enough for Glan. It will be still enough for Ormore and Kilconly. As things stand, they are the 2 teams that will be into the quarter-finals. Kilconly coming into this game with a 4 points better score difference than Lettermore. Lettermore know that they need to win this game. Kilconly know that a draw is enough, but there's no way that they can possibly think about playing out time with 2 minutes of normal time plus stoppages to go, and we will have at least 4 minutes, one would imagine. Now Tommy Mannion decides to go along and give it to Alan Flaherty. Lovely ball inside. Lovely little pass from Alan Flaherty. Across it goes to the far side to fullback Mike Daly. Mike Daly gets it across towards Cian Moran, a sub who's come in here for Kilconly. This is good work. Another score could be enough for Kilconly. Mannion is on the ball, looks for support. Outside him, he's got Martin Newell. Martin Newell winds up for a big one. Martin Newell high. Martin Newell has kicked the most important point in his Kilconly career. He's put his side in front at 2-7 to 12 points. What a score.
What a score is right. But the thing is, you have Murphy, you have Mannion. They're the instigators inside. They do the simple things right. But in fairness, Martin Newell hasn't kicked too many big scores for Kilconly over the years, but that certainly is a massive one.
Oh, well, it was patient work. A brilliant score. And now Leitir have made a change as well. They've brought on Casey O'Kelly. Casey Kelly coming up along the line, but he's lost it. And Casey Kelly has had the ball taken off him by Barry Concannon, and Kilconly come again. We're into the final minute. Injury time is going to be so important. Kilconly now have the advantage, but can they drive it home? If they get the next score, it might force Leitir to go for a goal. Lovely kick pass. Mannion didn't take the mark though. He batted it down in front of him when really he should have taken it. And off the right, he strikes for the post. Who needs a mark when you're Paul Mannion? And he celebrates like he's kicked a winning goal. It's a brilliant score from Mannion. Kilconly 2 up.
Yeah, that's what he's good for, and he's been like that for the last number of years. He's such an accomplished footballer. Well, he's just unfortunately he's carrying a knock coming into this game, because I felt that he could be the match winner, and what a score to kick. Well done, Paul Mannion.
Kilconly 2 up, Ormomary 2 up. They're the two sides that will be going into the quarterfinals as things stand, and Kilconly haven't turned over, and they've got themselves a free, and I don't think there'll be in any rush to get up from this one.
No, and I see Conor Marsden coming out just tapping him on the chest and saying, well done, you won us the free, and Ferdy Brannock isn't too impressed. I suppose it was, the difference in strength and height, 4 minutes of additional time, Ollie, but, I'd still be looking to keep the ball, Kilconly, looking to work things short, keep possession of that ball, because now Leitir have no option but to come out, and then work your kick pass into the space, because with two players like Paul Mannion and Michael Murphy in the full forward line, they're going to win more ball than they lose.
Well, Ormomary, we're hearing, have won in Tuam by 2 points, and that removes any possibility of score difference coming in to decide Group A. So Ormomary 2-10 to 3-5. They're still playing in Tuam, we're told.
Dangerous game though, Kilconly are playing now.
So Kilconly holding on to the ball, and it's with Martin Newell. Martin, the point scorer, with Kilconly now knowing that another score will definitely book them a place in the quarterfinals. We've played a minute and a half of the stoppage time to be added here in Pearse Stadium. 4 minutes to be added, so 2.5 for Kilconly to play this one out. Opportunity for Mike Newell just to put the ball dead, and it might be enough. Back it goes to Marsden. Loads of support, but he holds onto the ball. He's a beautiful balanced footballer, Marsden. Kilconly playing clever football. Over it goes the far side towards Mike Murphy, an angle that really didn't suit as he curls it around and just to the right hand side and wide. Still, Leitir are hanging on in there. Still playing in Tuam. They've played 37 minutes, and Ormomary are 1 point to the good against Lenamaddy. So again, we're keeping an eye on the other fixture in this group. Great excitement, and one thing I think we have learned is that the groups of 4 teams in both the senior and intermediate championship are far more exciting.
Yes, because you got to go for it. There's no, I think that's a free to Leitir, but a little bit of handbags, nothing really. Ferdy Brannock just wants to get on with the game, and because they're losing, they need a goal now, Ollie. They need to get a goal. I see Sean Andy is pushing forward a wee bit as well.
90 seconds for Nivana Leitir to save their season. They need a goal if they're going to advance to the quarterfinals. They're not going to have time to kick 3 points. And the man who's coming forward here now is Darren Joiga. Darren's fouled, free into Leitir. This now is red alert time for Kilconly. Paul Mannion pushed out of the way. The referee, though, is only going to bring this ball forward. And for some reason, Kilconly are not dropping anybody extra back. And there's only 60 seconds to go. It has to be a goal. This is crazy stuff as the ball breaks in around the edge of the square. Good work back there from Cian Moran, and the ball is cleared out to Marsden, who just somehow needs to get this one up the field. If you're a Kilconly supporter, you know that you'll be hoping Marsden can hold on to the ball. Nivana Leitir need to get the ball back and get it back quickly. The ball is back with Mike Daly in the middle of the field. Daly in the centre of the field. Daly plays it across this near side. An opportunity now on the right hand side for Niall Daly to run into support. Is that a free in for Kilconly? It is. Kilconly lead by 2. It should be a black card, and that should be curtains for this game. The man Niall Mullen driving forward in support, and Nirvana and I think Sean Andy know that their number is up. 2-8 Kilconly, 12 points Leitir, 33 minutes 33 seconds. Yellow card issued, a free in for Kilconly though, that will put them 3 up. So even if Leitir manage to get a goal, that won't be enough, because Kilconly will still stay ahead of them if they get this ball over the bar. At 2-8 to 12 points, it's been some battle though, and it'll come back again to that old adage about the goals winning the games.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 2 goals before half time, one straight after the water break from Mike Murphy, a beautiful left-footed finish, and then the penalty from Caelan McCafferty rolled into the corner of the net 3 minutes before half time. How important those scores are right now for Kilconly. It's 12 scores to 10, but the 2 goals have Kilconly in front. They're also bringing in as a substitute James Moran, so he'll get to play out the last minute or so of this game. But a crucial free for Conor Marsden now from the 20-metre line, just to the left of the post, strikes it over the bar. 2-9 to 12 points, Kilconly looking good. We're into the last seconds. It's really at the discretion of the referee now, because we've played the 4 minutes that were to be added. Marsden comes out underneath it, but he can't win it. Is there another twist in the tail? Matthias Barrett coming forward now. Leitir need to get a goal and somehow win a kick out and get the ball in the back of the net. Coming forward now, but it's intercepted, brilliantly picked off by James Moran, and that is surely that, as now with everybody going forward for Leitir, Kilconly are on the counter-attack. It's back with that man Mike Murphy. He's been a superstar for Kilconly. Murphy is hauled to the ground, a high tackle, and that will bring the curtain down on a dramatic afternoon here in Pearse Stadium, and it will be a win for Kilconly. And Kilconly 2-9, Leitir 12 points, and it will see now the Kilconly lads up and over the line. So high drama it might be, but nonetheless a day that Kilconly will absolutely remember for a long time. A beautiful move, and Leitir will finish with 14 men, but that won't matter a jot, as Conor Marsden will tap this free over, and 2-10 to 12 points will give a very false impression that this was a comfortable afternoon for Kilconly, but 2-10 to 12 points it is, and that will see Kilconly advance with 4 points and a score difference of +4, and they will be in. And the full-time whistle goes in Pearse Stadium, and a final moment free from Conor Marsden means that Kilconly have booked their place in the quarter-finals of the Intermediate Championship. They have beaten Leitir by 2 goals and 10 points to 12 points. The 2 goals, Frank, absolutely crucial in the final scheme of things.
Yeah, well, goals win games, and Kilconly took their goals, and when you think back at the chances that Leitir had, you know, that's the big turning point. They had a couple of chances, goal chances to win, pushed themselves into a position of winning the game, but they didn't take them. But, you know, all credit to Kilconly. I mean, you know, when you have a player of the calibre of Paul Mannion coming off the bench and coming on, obviously he's injured or he'll be starting, but then you have the absolute clinical and you know, he's just unbelievable, Michael Murphy. I've worked with the man over a number of years, and when he gets a ball, it's either a free or a score. Very seldom he even puts his wides. He's so clinical. I see John Kerrigan, as you know, and he's been playing with Kilconly for years and years, and he's bouncing around out there, delighted that they're into the quarter-final, and very well done, well deserved as well. You know, they were the more accomplished, the more astute team when they had possession of the ball, albeit it was a bit hairy at times, but they kept possession of the ball. I see Barry Buchanan is punching the ground with his fist, so well done, fair play to them there in the last 8, but Leitir are going to rule the chances that they had. 2 good goal chances, I believe. And the one in particular in the second half, where they had a 3-man overlap, and the ball was somehow hand-passed to the only Kilconly man there, Mike Daly, the fullback. That interception, absolutely critical. The victory for Oranmore by a point over Glenamaddy means that they top the group. So it's Oranmore and Kilconly who advance from Group A into the draw for the quarter-finals of the championship on Monday night. The final scoreline from Pearse Stadium, Kilconly 2-10, Leitir 12 points. Sean Andy on the 20-metre line, still going forward, off the left. This will be some score. Sean Andy drops it over the bar. Beautiful score. And when you're going at full tilt, well, that was free. Left-footed. Strike comes in. It's going to drop dangerously in around the house and cleared out. Referee says play on, and it's blazed up and over the bar on the rebound. Well, that was place in the quarter-finals. Nice ball in from Eamon O'Lynch. Trying to get it inside to Irla Cutting. Irla dropping it across and up and over the bar. Goalkeeper Tommy Mannion took no chances. No. That was one of the ball in from Eamon O'Lynch. Trying to get it inside to Irla Cutting. Irla dropping it across and up and over the bar. Goalkeeper Tommy Mannion took no chances. No.
That was one of those that could just have easily have been kicking into the teeth of a very strong wind. Might have a better chance off the ground than off the hands. He strikes it well. He strikes it beautifully up and over the bar. Well, I think that's a lesson for Kilconly as the little ball outside of the right. There's a proper kick pass into Mike Murphy. One-on-one, he's around his man. Big moment in the game. Murphy, bang! Kilconly have turned it around within 30 seconds of the pass into Mike Murphy. One-on-one, he's around his man. Big moment in the game. Murphy, bang! Kilconly have turned it around within 30 seconds of the resumption. And Mike Murphy, the game has really opened up, and here's a chance for Leitir and Eamon O'Lynchie. Eamon is driving through off the ball. There's been a foul. O'Lynchie should get a score and does. Taps it over the bar. Will the referee take any action for that? Farta. Evan driving forward, a heavy tackle, but bursts through it and still is going. Wonderful work here from Evan Farta. Evan is through. Blocked by the goalkeeper. Farta, he drives it forward. Chance now for Eamon O'Lynchie. O'Lynchie gets it through. Chance of a shot, blazed up and over the bar. Beautiful score. And a wonderful bit of work inside line where Kerrigan has moved into space. So to Mike Murphy. Mike has a pop at the posts. And that one drops inside the left-hand upright and over. A very good time in a topsy-turvy game. And it's that man, Mike Murphy, who is the danger man. Murphy to tie it up. Difficult angle. Umpire likes it. It's over. Super. We're level with 2 points in the space.
Yeah, is Kilconly attack again.
Kilconly coming forward, looking to take the lead. Here is the aforementioned Paul Mannion with the right foot. Wow, what a score. Glenamady, a 5-point win to turn around the current deficit. But that will need Leitir to get it over the bar first, and they have. It's pointed by Dylan Shoiga. He's on the 20-metre line. Outside him is Conor Marsden. He's winding up for the big one. Marsden off the right. High. Marsden up and over the bar. Kilconly hit the front. And was it O'Lynchie? O'Lynchie is driving through. Kilconly are tired. Here's an opportunity. A brilliant save from Mannion. An extraordinary piece of goalkeeping, and then dragged to the ground. It's going to be a free out. Over on the far side of the field, it's a poor bit of play, and now an opportunity for Leitir to kick a levelling point, and they have. Well, Kilconly have again just committed Harry Carey. Mannion is on the ball, looks for support outside him. He's got Martin Newell. Martin Newell winds up for a big one. Martin Newell high. Martin Newell has kicked the most important point in his lovely kick pass. Mannion didn't take the mark though. He bashes it down in front of him when really he should have taken it. And off the right, he strikes for the post. Who needs a mark when you're Paul Mannion?